US President Donald Trump hasn't held back on his future plans for Gaza. The Riviera of the Middle East is how he's described it, promising luxury developments and plenty of jobs in the enclave. That's after, of course, he's ethnically cleansed it of the 2 million Palestinians who own it. And besides being illegal, immoral, and involving multiple war crimes, you might find the president's real estate fantasy pretty hard to imagine. Well, not to worry. Trump got AI to imagine it for you and posted this on TruthSocial last night.
Set you free, bringing the light for all to see. No more tunnels, no more fear. Trump Gaza is finally here. Trump Gaza shining bright, golden future, a brand new light. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza #1. Trump Gaza shining bright, golden future, a brand new light. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza #1.
Oh, I mean, politically despicable, but also having Trump and Netanyahu sort of sitting toplessly reclining in those little panties while they eat cocktails on the beach. Helena, everything about that was, disgusting visually, politically, ethically. What was your response to seeing that the first time?
I mean, it's one thing having burgeoning monstrous demagogues out there to cause the most kind of grave human rights violations and international crimes possible. It's another thing to have monstrous burgeoning demagogues out there to try and cause as much destruction and engage in multiple crimes against humanity who are so insufferably cringe. This leaving aside like the moral quandary here, because clearly the moral side of this is despicable. It's utterly despicable and insulting and offensive. But just the obsession with the usage of like AI to do these things makes it like, so artless. What's the market for this? The music in the background too. It beggars belief to me that anyone looks at this and takes it in any way seriously, and yet people do. The people who support Donald Trump, the people who support this sphere of politics, this far-right sphere of politics, they all use this AI. Andrew Tate was doing the same with his silly party launch as well. And they get taken seriously when they do it, despite the fact that it's just... words can't describe. Words can't describe just how ridiculous what we just watched was. And then what's instructive about this, on a more serious note, what is really instructive about this is the kind of things that this represents is how people in these positions of power, people like Donald Trump as well, it's how they view other people, other cultures, other countries as pawns, as playthings, as things that they get to decide. We saw earlier with regards to Trump being able to think, well, I can do what I want with Ukraine's resources. That's my role to be able to do with that. And when it comes to Gaza, when it comes to the Palestinians, they're even less human with regards to how he views them. Their home, their homeland, the place that they have been living under military occupation for decades and decades and decades, right? It's nothing to him. It can be used as a cheap prop for him to sell with AI slop to his sycophantic supporters on TruthSocial. And any amount of reverence or any amount of discussion of what Palestinians want about what their view of what their homeland should be is completely irrelevant to be plastered over with gaudy, revolting, and incredibly cringe pictures of him and Netanyahu drinking cocktails on a sun loungers by a gaudy hotel. It's so disgusting, and yet all the overwhelming sense I have is just that it doesn't feel even real to me. Just the level to which it's so. This is an international conflict that we're talking about. This is a genocide that's been happening in Palestine. And to people like Donald Trump and his supporters, it's just another fucking gimmick, right? That's what's so disgusting about this.
No, I mean, yeah. I mean, incredibly gross. I mean, obviously, the fact that kids' homes are getting bombed and, tens of thousands of people have been killed and Trump is threatening to kick them off their homes is the real outrage. But then making this gaudy video about it kind of as a joke when you're the most powerful person in the world is very, very despicable.